Do you feel like video games are less enjoyable these days? Maybe none of the new releases spark your interest, or maybe you get hyped for a game or an update, but once you dive in, it just doesn't hit the same. You no longer feel the excitement you did as a kid, staying up late or losing track of time, being fully immersed in a game. That's exactly how I felt recently. After months of working on my own game after my 9 to 5, I finally took some time to relax after the release. I thought I would use that free time to reconnect with gaming, play some new releases and revisit older ones. But instead, I just hit a wall. I bought multiple new games, installed some of my old favorites, and dedicated hours to them. But none of them managed to bring me the joy I used to feel. It got me thinking, was the problem with the games or was it me? I started digging into why gaming felt like a chore instead of the fun, immersive escape it used to be. And more importantly, I wondered, how do I get that magic back? After investigating the topic and trying different tips and tricks, I discovered that there are ways to reconnect with gaming, but it often requires a shift in how we approach it. So, if you have ever felt like I did, burned out, bored, or just disconnected from something that you used to love, here are a few steps that might help you rediscover the joy of gaming. Now, it's easy to blame games instead of your habits as a gamer. Sure, some games might feel uninspired or overly commercial, and many of them are. But the truth is, gaming has evolved, and so have we. It's not just about what's out there, it's about how we approach it. The way we consume games today, binging, chasing the hype, or constantly comparing to the past, can turn even great experiences into disappointments. So, it's time to change your perspective. Instead of chasing that childhood nostalgia, or expecting every game to give you a groundbreaking experience, try approaching games for what they are now. Games felt special back then because they were new to us. We hadn't seen the patterns or formulas that many games use. But that doesn't mean that modern games lack value. It means that we need to approach them differently. Instead of expecting every game to feel groundbreaking, try appreciating the small things, a clever mechanic, a unique art style, or a story that resonates with you in unexpected ways. Another important thing is to let go of the idea that you have to complete every game. It's easy to fall into the trap of grinding through a title because you paid for it, or because you feel like you should finish it. But gaming isn't about ticking boxes, it's about enjoying the experience. If you want to 100% a game, then go for it. But if you don't want to, then don't. Games are art, just like music, for example. Imagine forcing yourself to listen to a song that you hate just because it's from an artist that you like, or because it's part of an album that you paid for. It wouldn't make sense, would it? If a game doesn't click with you, give yourself permission to move on. It's better to play 5 hours, or even just 1 or 2, of something that you love, than 20 hours of something that feels like a chore. But it's not only a matter of mentality. You also have to take action for things to change. And that starts by rethinking how you approach not only gaming, but also the environment you create around it. In a world of constant stimulation, it's important to do things with intention, dedicating time to a game without distractions. Put your phone away, turn off the background noise, and let yourself fully immerse into the experience. I used to play games with music or videos in the background. I wanted to feel like even though I was gaming, I was still being somewhat productive. But that's the thing. Resting is also important if you want to avoid burnout. And of course, gaming is at its best when you're present, not when it's competing with YouTube videos or endless notifications. Treat it like a form of self-care, where you're carving out time to focus on one thing, just as you would for reading a book or watching a movie. On top of that, giving a game your undivided attention can help you appreciate its nuances, the art, the story, the music, in ways that you may have missed before. But that's not it, you should stop multitasking in general. It's easy to fall into the habit of doing things while half watching a show, scrolling through social media, or chatting online. But this splits your attention and diminishes the experience of both activities, and it also saturates your brain. Instead, dedicate time solely to gaming and any other task that you enjoy. The only multitasking you should do is liking and subscribing. Okay, sorry about that. Another way to reignite your love for gaming is to set personal challenges. These don't have to be about completing the hardest difficulty or speedrunning, but they should make the experience more meaningful to you. For example, try finishing a game using only certain tools, play with self-imposed rules, roleplay for an entire playthrough, or focus on exploring every corner of a game world. By giving yourself a purpose beyond what the game explicitly tells you to do, you can create your own rewarding goals. And sometimes the key isn't even in playing, it's in stepping back. Take time to explore other hobbies or interests. Whether it's learning a skill, reading, or just spending more time outdoors, these breaks can help reset your mindset, making gaming feel fresh again when you return. Often, it's not that the games are boring, it's that we haven't allowed ourselves the space to miss them. But even with all these changes, sometimes it's the game's fault and not yours. I used to play League of Legends a lot. It consumed a good part of my life, but I didn't enjoy it at all. I was just addicted to it. That's why I decided to stop playing competitive games, especially if they have any teamwork component. The negativity was just too much. I would be in a perfect mood playing with my friends, and then I would play a game on my own with 4 randoms, where we would all end up insulting each other's mothers. And this negativity affected other areas of my life as well, because that bad mood didn't just go away as soon as I finished a match. I also stopped playing all the basic AAA games a long time ago. It's not that every big budget game is automatically bad, but I'm just tired of feeling like these companies are playing with me rather than letting me play their games. So many AAA titles today feel more like carefully crafted monetization machines than genuine passionate creations. Whether it's endless microtransactions, battle passes, or deliberately designed grind loops, it feels like the goal isn't to provide you with a great experience, but to keep you playing and paying for as long as possible. That's not what gaming should be about. It should be about fun, creativity, and connecting with something meaningful, not a chore or an endless cycle of FOMO-driven spending. That's why I've shifted my focus to smaller, independent games. Indie developers often take risks that big studios won't. They create games with heart and unique ideas. Titles that don't try to keep you hooked for hundreds of hours, but instead leave you a lasting experience in just a few. These games where the experience comes first, not the profit margins. Of course, not every indie game is a masterpiece, but there's something refreshing about knowing the creators truly cared about what they were making. This isn't to say that you have to completely avoid AAA games or competitive games if you love them. The key is in knowing your limits and recognizing when a game, or even an entire genre, isn't healthy for you anymore. Sometimes, stepping away from what isn't working can open the door to something new, something better. And when you start making those choices with intention, you will be surprised at how much more you enjoy the time you spend gaming. Another reason why games felt more special when you were a kid is because they were, well, actually special. Maybe you grew up rich, with no worries at all, but in my case, I could buy 1 game per year, 2 if they were cheap. And I could never buy the newest console, so when I got Pokemon Platinum, I played for hundreds of hours, completing it multiple times. And when I got Age of Empires 2, I completed all the missions, created my own maps, and I played dozens of matches against the AI. Nowadays I have a job, and I can buy and discard almost as many games as I want. But that ruins the experience for me, because I feel like I should be playing the other game that I just bought, instead of the one I'm playing. And that way I enter a weird FOMO loop. That's why I decided to limit the amount of games I buy per year, waiting for major events like Christmas or my birthday to buy new releases, making them feel more special, and making it easier for me to actually dedicate to them the time that they deserve. Last but not least, don't listen to others. I love many games with mediocre reviews, and there's games that have been nominated to Game of the Year that I simply don't find fun at all. Now, you should take this with a pinch of salt. If a game has awful reviews saying that it's breaking every 2 minutes, then you should probably listen to that. But I would avoid reviews based on personal taste because, well, it's personal, and a game that may be perfect for you will be boring to others, and vice versa. So make your own judgment instead of blindly following the crowd. But at the end of the day, reconnecting with gaming isn't always about finding the perfect game. Sometimes it's about changing how we play, slowing down, and remembering why we fell in love with gaming in the first place. Whether it's diving into an indie jam, setting personal challenges, or simply letting yourself take a break, it's all about finding what feels right for you. So if you're feeling disconnected from gaming, don't lose hope. The magic is still there, you just have to rediscover it. And when you do, it will be like meeting an old friend again, one who's been waiting for you this whole time. Thanks for watching. See ya.